Dear friends, a very good morning to you all. Joining us straight from Melbourne Airport is Dr. Amit Sarwal. Let's go straight to him because we have many members of the Indian diaspora who are waiting to take off, reach Sydney to welcome Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi, who reached Sydney last night. Amit, a very good morning to you all. Tell us what's happening.
A very good morning to you. You can hear behind me the name of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi repeatedly being taken by people. Right now, behind me are people waiting for their boarding passes. There is some camera crew crashing my life. That's the ABC crew there. And we have got people who are waiting really excitedly for the whole, the flight to take off. They've named it after a very popular Indian leader, Narendra Modi, Modi Airways. And I'll just show you around just to get you a hang of it. This whole airport has been, Tirangafied basically. If you look around, you will see just the wave of the Indian tricolor flag. Now, I do have with me Bharti Kundal. Now, Bharti is a very well-known face in Melbourne circles and with the followers of the Australia Today too. Bharti, what do you have to say about the whole Tirangification of Qantas
Well,
flight?
I'm really excited, and this is just the morning hours, and the enthusiasm has, like always, been high whenever there is any dignitary coming from India. And I think this is one of those opportunities which I have been waiting personally because I have seen Prime Minister Modi overseas in some other countries, but then. What a wonderful opportunity. I think a lifetime opportunity, in fact, for me to go and listen to him live, and I'm really looking forward what this meet is going to bring forward for the India and Australia relationship.
Now I'd like to break Bharti's chain of thought there because she said she's really excited, but she was late, right? I was here at 6 a.m. and she came really prepped up, looking very pretty. And look at us, guys, right? Where's your Tiranga thing?
Well, I
Yeah,
have, I have,
And
yeah, I
and
have it around, but yeah, obviously, like who doesn't want to do a little bit of TLC when you have such a big event coming
and
forward, right?
sure.
I think Pallavi would really relate to that, isn't it, Pallavi? We all want to look fresh, prepped up for the biggest event, I think, for the year now.
Absolutely. And we are also joined by our editor, Jeb Bharadwaj, who is already in Sydney. Jeb, would you like to say something?
Pallavi, I can hardly hear you what you asked, but probably you can understand from what my voice is right now. I mean, it was euphoria when Modi arrived at the Hotel Shangri-La, and you know, um, 300 odd people. He was supposed to be there around 7ish, but he came at 9:30 because his flight from PNG was late. So. Kind of 300 people, little kids, everyone staying there, standing in that cold of Sydney was unprecedented. And when Modi came, he didn't disappoint anyone. Bharti, I can see she's all ready, and she talked about the TLC. So there was more color there, beautiful saris from Maharashtra to Gujarat to Karnataka to Uttar Pradesh. A beautiful color with kids, young kids writing papers for Modi. Those letters they call that these are letters for Modi for what we understand of India. Probably today when we get to arena, 20,000 odd people will be there. So you can imagine what it will be. Pallavi.
Yeah, and let me go back to Melbourne Airport where Amit is there and let's speak to some more people there. What's happening?
okay, I'll
Amit?
show you around. I'll come back to Bharti again because she has a lot to add about what people are doing here. I'll just go around. I'll just show you what's happening at this stage. They have created this space to take photographs. You can see really enthusiastic people here. The boarding passes have been handed over to the people as well. We have little kids, the media crew. Let me go around a bit. Um, I have one of the organizers with me here
Hello.
right now, Pallavi, and Jitat. You may recognize this handsome young man.
Thank you for
So,
calling me handsome. I'll get you an extra seat.
so what are your expectations from Narendra Modi's visit to Australia?
Look, we are just hoping that the relationship between India and Australia continues to grow, and the Modi Airways is a bit symbolic to highlight that we want the relationship to actually fly and go to the next level now. And I think it would be a really good experience to have 20,000 feet chanting, Jai Hind, Bharat Mata Ki Jai, and Modi.
Thank you so much. Now, Pallavi, as you can see, there is excitement, actual excitement and love in the air. I can just show you around. People are waiting for their boarding passes here eagerly. We have a myriad of crowds here, from little children to really old people, some who have specially come from India to visit their family, and they are also joining us. The crews are having a good time here as well. Uh, Ah, now this is another person that the viewers of Australia today remember, Sachin. Now, Sachin, what are your expectations
Yeah,
from Modi's
it's like
visit?
I'm being an Australian Indian. It's like I'm really proud that Modi ji visiting after so many years, and I want like this relationship is not stuck on cricket and curry. I just want like previously Modi train, and now it's like Modi chartered plane. So we want like that relationship from train to flying high like a plane. So yeah, we are really hoping that Indian Australian multicultural both are like doing the same multicultural society. So we are hoping that like this relationship will go beyond like like go
Yeah.
beyond cricket and curry. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin. Now, here's a good friend of Jay. Jay, do you want to say anything?
Yes, of course I
Hello,
do. How
Tati.
are
How
you,
are
sir?
you? And firstly,
I'm
thank
good.
you so
Tell
much
me.
for organizing such a great event. I mean, all great goes to OFBJP and Gurdeep ji, like Durga Temple, organizing such a never ever seen in the history. And yesterday, 3AW interviewed me. They asked like, what is happening in Australia? Of course, Modi wave. Because I was saying, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Modi ji's did, especially in the COVID pandemic time, hundreds of billions of vaccinations sent to the unprivileged countries. Such a great achievement, great Prime Minister, and it's a great moment to celebrate in Australia. And we will see more and more these kind of events. We will like with the great organizers like you all. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much. So, Jay, as you can see, there's pretty much people are excited at this stage. Pallavi, um, I'd
Amit, I
just like
want to
to
ask
show
you
you.
something.
Yes,
Amit,
yes.
what about that mithai and all those sweets we were promised? I mean, I'm not in Melbourne, but I'm still craving for those mithais. Did you manage to get your hands on them?
Yes, yes, I do. I did get. I managed to get my hands on the dhoklas at least. I'm still waiting for the mithai. Mithais will be served inside once we are inside the terminal. But what what I'd like to show you is the two Australias at this stage. One behind me is the Tiranga-fied Australia. Behind me is the whole wave of the Indian national flag, and on this sign behind me is a total blank. Uh, Look, you can see the security forces. They are helping us, travel. Now, I have with me the organizers of the Modi Airways, Sachin and
Gary Verma.
Gary ji, and we have Dr. Anil Asthana ji. Pallavi, you're not familiar with Pallavi,
Hi
so
Pallavi, this is Sachin. How are you?
and
Hi, I'm
you know
fine.
Jay.
Yes. Hi Jeet.
So
You are missing the flight and the
now,
fun
now,
and
I mean,
dokla.
now, we had the Dokla. Jay is saying that you promised him some mithai as well. Where's the
We
mithai?
are getting the mithai in Sydney. You are missing all the.
It might be finished though by the time we get there. Sorry.
Yes.
So, so,
We'll
so
try to
you
get
guys are
something for you,
teasing
Jai
me.
Bhai.
Yeah.
now, this is something that I'm asking everyone who's
Yeah.
come here. What are your expectations from Narendra Modi's visit? Elections are next year, right? And elections are a bit different. But in the last, from 2014 to 2023, is there any change that you have seen in
Definitely.
India?
there is a lot of development is going on. If you go to India, the infrastructure is tremendous, and we are at par with any other Western country. Uh, you take any field, medical services, you take agriculture, infrastructure, mining, everything. India is doing really, really good. We are very happy there are very good relations between India and Australia. We have the free trade agreement. It's fantastic. But today, everything apart, we are here to celebrate Modi's visit to Australia, and we are very, very happy to board this plane to Sydney.
I think the biggest thing has happened is that the India-Australia relationship has gone to the different level which never happened earlier. The free trade agreement happened first time in between India and Australia, and that is going to open door for so many businesses, including the medical field and education. So many universities are opening their campuses back in India.
The other key finding is he binds the NRIs, all the Indians overseas. He binds us, with hope, with aspiration. His mantra since 2014 has been the same, and he will continue.
Now, one of the things I noticed here, I was talking to some people. One of the complaints that people have against Narendra Modi is, and the Time magazine says he's the divider in chief. One of the things I noticed here, I talked to a few people. They said they don't support BJP. Right,
No.
but they support Modi, what Modi has done. Do you agree with that statement?
So the whole point of today, this is apolitical. This is representative of the head of Indian state visit to our country, and I think the work speaks for itself. It is about the development, binding of us through friendship, through love, through compassion between the two countries.
So
That's
if
the message.
so,
that
if
we are
I'll
giving.
say he's the uniter in chief for the world, the global South leader that people wanted, PNG's Prime Minister has already said that Modi is our brother. Frank Bainimarama of Fiji, however good or bad the leader he was, he always said, I was in Fiji for 4 years, he always said, Modi hamara bhai hai. And the belief that Modi is our brother is based on one thing, that's the Indian concept of diplomacy that changed under Modi, that became, as I called it, Paraspara diplomacy, which is mutually reciprocal diplomacy. Your enemy is not my enemy, which Jaishankar has always said. Do you agree that the diplomacy has changed?
Yeah, totally agree. I think, as everyone said, is the development is keeping key agenda, and even some people here, as you said, they're not supporting BJP, but they're still here for Prime Minister Modi ji, and he's helping all the Pacific nations as well in their development, in the infrastructure. India was the first one to supply COVID vaccine as well to Papua New Guinea. That's why they all love him. He's trying to unite, irrespective of where you belong, what you belong, and he's doing heaps and heaps in development infrastructure. He's trying his best to unite even the opposition parties or opposition people who don't love him. But his agenda is still, let me unite as much as I can. But as I said, in politics, there are some people love you, some people hate you.
The other point is the proof is in the pudding. This India is a thriving democracy, and Modi ji has proven that by engaging with all stakeholders across the spectrum.
So I was recently reading an article where someone said, don't look at the hype, which he was saying, the negative hype surrounding India. Look at the facts and figures, and then make your mind. So, do you agree that as Indian Australians, as diaspora, when you read something about India in the Western press, which has almost zero sources, zero facts to substantiate the claims, what goes on into your mind that this is not the India that you know?
That will always be the scenario. It has been historically, and it will continue to do so. I think what we as ambassadors of India overseas need to do is stick to the facts, discuss that with people, and stick to the reality. Go to ground level, look at India, speak to the common man. They will narrate the story in a far more articulate way than what we read.
Now, our viewers do remember, Dr. Saab, you are an Indian Australian success story, selling flowers in front of a temple in Punjab to now reaching a milestone where youngsters look up to you. If you have a message to Modi and Albanese regarding the Indian diaspora, what that message would be?
The biggest message I will give is this is the best time to strengthen our relationship further between India and Australia. And being a doctor, I think India is the biggest source and supplier of Indian doctors to all over the world. And at this stage in Australia, number of doctors have increased. Indian doctors have increased tremendously. So this is the time where there is a need to have a two-way recognition of medical education so that the Indian doctor, those who are going through a hardship over here, to get their degree recognized, that can be absolutely smoothened and can be relatively easier for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Amit,
Now, yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Pallavi.
yeah, Amit, I think one can clearly
Really, now we just want to see the pictures of his team that really got there. And on each goal, they have about the dance there. Indian dance for if Amit Sarwal can also show us some moves of them dancing. Amit, tell us, do you really want to dance? Do you want to dance? Tell us. It should be police and all get more or less Indian love towards India, I suppose. I mean, what they are trying to tell you is we are where we came from, and we want to display that love through Narendra Modi, and in these pictures we can definitely
there is some level of freeze framing at my end. Are the visuals fine at your end?
yeah, they're fantastic. Amit, go ahead. I was just go ahead. Apologies.
Too loud right now here. I can't hear myself. I was expecting more of Gujarati Gandhia, but you can see Modi is actually the united in chief. Gujarati is Prime Minister of India. People celebrating with Bhangra. Right? The people from all walks of life are here, representing most the success stories, students who have a dream who have come from India to Australia, dream of going there. We have the future of Indian Australian diaspora, as you can see behind me. I'll just show you around once more just to get the hang of it, what's going on.
This is so beautiful. Pictures say everything about
I'll talk to one more person here. We know her, Rohini Kapat, who is the general manager of the Immigration Museum. You can see she's enjoying the dance right now. I don't want to interrupt her dance, but she has agreed to speak to us. Enjoying the Bhangra. I'll just take you a bit side so that you can hear our kind of now, Rohini, you have been in Australia for a very long time. You have seen, the Indian diaspora going through phases, and now it's a success story where people respect Indian Australian skilled migrants. They always respected it, but there was always this, wavy kind of thing going on.
Amit, turn
Two
around.
questions.
Let the background be the what is happening in the
I,
background.
I think this noise will keep on going.
No, I'm just saying, put Rohini on this side so that we can see, the
Okay,
background.
okay.
Yeah, this is better. Yeah,
Okay.
this is
Yeah,
better.
so my question to you is, what changes have you first seen in the diaspora? Your opinion when you came here as a skilled migrant and when you see the skilled migrants now?
Well, I came 3 decades ago in 1987, and at that time I think we really didn't see many Indians at the forefront of certainly, the political leadership or in society in general. And the main thrust at the time was integration. So we all really got on with our jobs, we worked very hard, and tried to just get involved in Australia. And I think over the years, what's started to happen is that we've been able to recognize the depth and strength and the beauty of our traditions whilst being away from our homeland. And we have preserved those traditions in amongst the wider community. And I think that pride that we've seen grow and bloom, today we are proud Indian Australians, and we are proud to preserve our heritage because we understand it. We understand the value of these ancient traditions.
Now, you are also the general manager for the Immigration Museum, which is, I can imagine, quite a task. Are you planning anything ahead for especially India, showcasing India, Indian culture, Indian tradition, Indian folk tale, Indian writings, something like that?
Well, first of all, the Immigration Museum is an iconic cultural institution in Melbourne's landscape, and it's a real privilege to lead it. Of course, we celebrate all cultures, and we have often celebrated the Indian culture as well through various performances. Sangam has been in our building, their dances and various cultural performances. We've had the Gandhi exhibition as well. And right now, as a matter of fact, we've brought Sutra Santati, which is stories of India woven in thread. That's displayed at Melbourne Museum. But we've had a really wonderful collaboration with the Abhiraj Baldota Foundation. And this is an exquisite exhibition. So we are always looking for opportunities to celebrate the Australia-India relationship and also serve the Indian diaspora.
I don't want to sound a bit cheeky here. In 2006, when I moved to Australia, we celebrated Diwali for the first time at Federation Square. I remember Jay and others were involved. There was loud music, and one of the organizers said, "Please, shor mat machaiye." This is Melbourne Airport. Behind us is Dhol. People dancing, celebrating, feeling proud on their culture. What is one message that you have to give to Albanese and Modi about the future of India-Australia relations?
I think, first of all, Victoria is one of the most successful multicultural states in the world. And our Premier, Daniel Andrews, always speaks about our multiculturalism as being a precious asset. And here we see a reflection of exactly that we are all proudly able to express our cultural traditions. And India is all about song, music, food, dance, and friendship, and goodwill. So my message to Modi and to Albanese is that the people-to-people links between India and Australia are just growing stronger by the day. I'm seeing more and more Australians celebrating all the beauty of Indian tradition and our festivals with absolute pomp and gusto. We see the sari being worn with pride by so many Australian leaders today. And I think the whole notion of sari diplomacy has really come alive today. So I think India is being celebrated in every way, and every Indian needs to be very proud of what we are contributing to this land we now call home, Australia, because we can only contribute richness and beauty.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rohini. Thank you for your time. I'll join you again. Thank you. Now, Jitat, I'd just like to show you, behind me is the t-shirt distribution going on. Most of the people are wearing this safa that they have specially organized.
Why don't you have one, Amit? Why don't you have one?
I've got. Look, I'll just take one on my head right now. I look fabulous. Anyone in tricolor looks fabulous smart. And they've also got t-shirts here with the Modi thing. You can see most people are wearing the t-shirts. Look, there is a piece of guy here. They have the beautiful Dhokla packages and t-shirts with Modi Airways. So this is what you get if you fly Modi Airways. Jitat, I think you are missing it. But thanks to the organizers that they have got a fabulous crowd. Everything has been very seamlessly arranged. You can see we do have with us Kausalya Vadela as well. We want you to bring
I'll leave it
Kausalya
to
on.
you. Amit, now that you can check in and get ready for boarding. Do send us more videos, more pictures of this colorful journey. We'll join you again about 40, 45 minutes live here in Australia today. Pallavi?
Jay, I think we will be joining again viewers evening it. And Amit, what an atmosphere, what a massive atmosphere at Melbourne Airport. Quite unbelievable, actually, when you get back here everywhere. And hope you have a great flight. And viewers, keep joining us. We'll be bringing you live updates from the airport.
We'll be back at 8 p.m. Amit, till then, enjoy, get some more videos. I will push you for more and more work because you had the Dokla, not me. Not sorry.
Thank you, Pallavi. Let me go and dance now. Thank you.
Thank you.